Yeah.
Hey, Biggie.
Hello.
You came in
Am
right
I
as
about to
stream
be
went
humbled?
live.
We're just doing Tarkle speculation here.
Yeah. Everybody's doing taco speculation right now. Waiting for people to come in on the stream. I wonder if it's actually like... Also, I noticed I forgot to stream on the Discord last week, so whoops.
It was fine as long as the things don't get like. I don't want it to cause the stream on Twitch to get worse because you're showing it on Discord.
Yeah, if it starts getting worse on Twitch, I'll turn off the side. But otherwise, I think should be okay. Oh, yeah, people are coming in. Hey, everyone.
Oh, sorry, I should leave Twitch open so I can see chat.
Mm-hmm.
How you doing, chat?
Yeah.
My push key is caps lock, so I of course type in Ohio with the exact wrong capitalizations.
Wait, why caps lock?
Because it won't have any impact on my games. I never type in them.
Okay. I accidentally hit caps lock so often. Anyways, I'm gonna refresh the results since it's 7:59 now. Make sure there's nothing new. Just zorflax and salt. Okay. Gonna download that then. Zorflax has the last minute gold saw.
Yeah, I submitted a 1 hex improvement for... I submitted a 1 hex improvement for GAC with like 10 minutes to go.
That'll catapult you forward 7 places, just watch.
If that 1 hex matters, I will be shocked.
I have no idea. Alright. Things should be set up then. And Mr. Puzzle sadly won't be commentating with us today. So, we'll be starting off the puzzle, introducing the puzzle, I guess. So, this week's puzzle is, well, I guess it's sort of an easy one compared to past weeks. This is lubricating solvents. It's about taking these reagents of crude oil that are chiral to each other to outputs that are I wouldn't say chiral, but they are symmetrical to the chiral input. I don't really know how I would describe that, but yeah, this is a very symmetric puzzle.
Tin and salt swapped at all points.
Hmm?
The symmetry is you can swap tin and salt on both inputs and outputs and get the same puzzle.
Yeah, and
diametrically opposed, maybe?
And another interesting about the puzzle is that you can build it pretty easily by repeating these two parts and then breaking it apart. So that kind of comes into play with Tarkles, which by the way is the first metric we'll be looking at. It's Tarkles, which is how do you even pronounce that word? Portmanteau?
Portmanteau, yeah.
Yeah, it's a portmanteau of track, arms, and cycles, which stands for tracks plus arms times cycles, yeah. So, I'll be looking through and trying to find the first solve for this metric then. Alright, so in 45th place, we'll be starting with Glass Lady. So this is not exactly a completely optimized solve, but it's a solve, and it does it pretty well. It's got a lot of track though.
It's going to be a slideshow on stream. I think you should probably cut the Discord stream.
Oof. Yeah, I'll do that then.
I'm happy to find. I'm fine just watching on Twitch and having a few seconds.
But yeah, so this is a very...
The symmetry.
Yeah, lots of symmetry with the solutions to this puzzle, especially on Tarkos. Symmetry kind of
It's already
breaks.
pretty.
The symmetry does kind of break once you start optimizing things, especially for cost, but oh well. There's still some symmetry on some of the cost solves though. It's just nice. It's nice for those. But yeah, I have a feeling Tarkos
This
is.
also shows.
Hmm? Oh.
Never mind.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I have a feeling Tarkos solves will be going by pretty quickly. But yeah, next up we have in what would be 45th place is my playtest solve for not Tarkos but Carms actually. The original metric was Carms. But like I felt that Carms might be too easy.
What happened?
This is my original Carms solve that I felt would be too easy, but as a lot of you may be able to calculate right now, a lot of people beat this. A lot of people beat this even without tracks. Is the stream still chugging for y'all?
Yes, stream is still chugging. It seems like every time you load a new solution, your computer's having a hard time getting the stream to run.
Oof.
Oh yeah, it like clears up after a bit, I think.
Uh-huh.
Oh wait, maybe not.
Huh, looks like my internet isn't as stable today. Oof. But yeah, this is a solve from before the metric was Carms, and I felt like maybe this is the metric before Tarkos, and maybe this was a bit easy. So Panic and I came up with some solves for Tarkos and decided, you know, Tarkos would be fun. And Panic solve on Tarkos would be coming up later on.
The thing is that with track, you're able to get that off by a knight's move offset very easily, and without track, it's harder.
Yeah, and that's the main reason.
Hey Biggie, do you still have that rant that you were talking about earlier for Tarkles?
I'll get it when I come up to myself.
Okay, looking forward to it.
Alright, so next up then, we have a solve by a new player. Let me, if I can pronounce this correctly. Draradek, or Draradek? No idea. I'll pronounce it Draradek.
I saw them in Twitch chat. Yeah, Drawer deck.
Yeah. It's very heavy in arms.
No track though. Nice.
Yeah, I think there are no more tracks from here on out. I think. I'm not exactly sure about that.
This is running on an 8 cycle loop per output. Okay.
And at unfortunately, it's very heavy on the arm count at 12 arms. Each arm is doing quite a bit of motion to get things around where they're needed. Dissecting the whole thing into the pieces needed first and then reassembling it. But yeah,
Yeah, track was very heavily punished. I'm not surprised to see a complete lack of track in the future solution.
Yeah, the intention for Tarkos was to like completely just punish tracks and make you not use it, except the metric doesn't look too ugly. That's the main reason for adding track in there. It is just trying to like make you not use track. That is
nerf
intentional.
track, don't nerf multi-arms or pistons.
Yeah, so it's basically intending you to use multi-arms and pistons. Maybe more so multi-arms because they can do multiple things at once. But yeah, and next up then, we have in 43rd place at 372 Tarkos, we have Flame Haze. Is Flamehaze new to this year's tournament?
I believe they submitted in the previous years, but this is the first time they've submitted in this
Yeah.
tournament.
So, this is their cycles. They named this Solve Cycles. Though it's 93 cycles, so it's not exactly optimal either. And
It's also very asymmetric.
yeah, surprisingly asymmetric.
It looks like they're using the same method, though. Or no? I'm actually having quite a hard time determining like the assignment of inputs to outputs. It's probably asymmetric in the assignment as well.
Wait a minute, is ARM1... Is the reagent on ARM1 ever even used?
It's not. That's the thing. Okay, yeah, Chad just pointed it out too. It really just provides suppression.
Okay. Well, that sure is interesting.
Alright, Flameace, this is a funny solution. Good job.
People gotta pick up for the lack of Steven lately. Is it doing anything with suppression?
The very first swing that Arm 2 does would make it
yeah.
impossible to get the pin back around without using a longer swing, which you don't really have the time for. It would cost you some cycles.
Yeah. Has to send the tin, or has to send the tin all the way around, yeah. But anyways, next up we have at 346 Carms. In 42nd place, Communist Mountain.
Congrats on my favorite position, but oof a little bit about the prediction. I think he predicted 40th for himself.
Oof. That's pretty close. So, 2 piston arms.
Oh, this is pretty.
It's the invisible ink effect. Everything is symmetrically oriented.
Unless you, like, optimize for specific metrics and then it's like, nope, no more symmetry. Mostly cost and area. So, yeah, pistons, while very powerful in access points, it's not as powerful with speed since they only have 1 grabbers compared to multi-arms. Oh yeah, so looking at this, there was a poll that I sent into the Discord asking everybody which amount of, well, it's basically asking which amount of arms that everyone thinks is optimal. So what did you two put in?
I put 3.
3.
I put 4.
Results are going to be interesting.
The battle of the ideologies.
Yeah.
The battle lines have been drawn. I know, how confident are you, Biggie?
Oh no, Catsman forgot to submit.
My 3 is really good.
Oh, to the poll, okay. The poll was in the Discord. It was, it's a bit of ways up because there's usually a lot of chat going on the last day. But yeah, next up we have 41st place at 342 Tarkos, Kilair. MXC is their version of the name of this metric, being mechanisms, which is these parts, times cycles, which is pretty accurate actually. It's also a 2-piston solve.
And the instruction tapes are complete copies of each other.
Yeah.
It's really satisfying to see that it's not just a mirror, but it's like a 180-degree rotation.
Like
so
it's yeah,
that
rotation
sort of a mirror, so
that,
so that all of the rotations are in the same direction.
Too bad it's even though, so that means Critelia won't be like, can't be in the exact center.
That's true. You could just reject Critelia and put it under one of the pistons.
Or you can try to make it not even
I remember,
by spacing it further apart.
I remember when I submitted the current Invisible Ink some record, I was told by Grimmy that for symmetrical layouts like this,
You just
hiding
don't use
Critelli was
Critelli?
actually a good option because the Critelli breaks symmetry.
Yeah.
True. With Invisible Ink, you have the animismus forcing your center point being off tile.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, just hide Critelli. Don't need to see that. Critelli rejectors will be happy to hear that. But yeah, next up we have in 40th place at 324 Tarkles, Top Mouse. That is 6 arms. I assume this is much faster then.
6 pistons, too. Ah, yeah, this is pretty efficient.
Has to be by having the triple the amount of arm counts compared to the previous solves.
It doesn't have to be, we would just have found it lower in the standings.
Yeah. Next up then, we have in 39th place at 240 Tarkos. Oh, big drop. Okay. Oh no, never mind, that's secondaries. Whoops.
Whoa.
No, it's still 324 it's still 324 Tarkos, but now it's at what was the secondary again? 240 gold. I forgot the secondaries to my own puzzle. But yeah.
Oh, the pistons are painful. I guess if you use fewer arms, you'll probably use less cost as well.
Yeah. But no, it's still 6 arms. Bye, hello Jasper. So this one uses suppression.
That middle swing that barely doesn't collide is nice.
So this one is symmetric and it doesn't use Critelli. Oh yeah. How close is that middle swing? Looks very close.
I don't have the number, but that's a very good... That's one to analyze with some mathematical tooling.
That's a 3-2 Knight's Arm wrap. The Knight's Arm Atom.
It's a 2-1. They're both swinging past the same point on the 3 away from the rotation axis.
Oh wait,
yeah, it's cool to see how many pistons there are, because they're still very versatile here.
Alright, next up we have in 38th place at now's the drop at 294 Tarkles. Chickens in the Attic. Wow, okay.
So 300 Tarkles.
This isn't symmetric for the reason. It doesn't look symmetric for the reason that both the tins are on the bottom.
That's because if you flip by 180 and then also exchange salt for tin, you will get the asymmetry you see. But this is still exactly symmetric, and I think if the inputs were closer together in all of the other solves, you would have noticed the exact same.
Yeah, I guess it's just more noticeable here.
This is a cool 2-piston solve. It's got some nice reuse of the space.
You know, one thing I think of when I think of this solve is that I wish we had multiple Critelli.
I wished for multiple Critelli in my cost solve as well.
I kind of forgot what your cost solve looked like, but yeah.
Oh. When it comes up eventually, after we get through all the all the Tarkles, and hopefully all of the cost as well, because I'll be at the end.
My cat is licking my ankle for some reason. Yeah. Alright. Next up, we have in 37th place, at 273 Tarkles, 42 Genius 42. Oh. I think this is the first one where we have a central arm.
Central arm is nice. I used one in my tessellation throughput solve in at least the center of something.
Oh yeah, so quite a few people submitted for tessellation throughput. I don't know exactly how many, but we'll get to see that for showcase. It's the hidden metric for this puzzle, apparently.
This is a really efficient, like the by arms here, like arms 1 and 2 are minimizing the amount of travel they have to do, while arm 3 is trying to use it for both grabbers.
Mm-hmm.
By arms are valid. No by erasure here.
Game right.
Multi-arms are very powerful. But yeah, next up we have in 36th place at 258 Tarkos, Brick Boy. We're going through these pretty quickly. This is also very heavy in arm count. 6 arms.
And it's also a 6T solution.
Oh, yeah, it's crashy.
Oh, that's because it has some holdover, like arm 1 is working on the next and previous product at the same time.
So it's the cut on latency.
Yeah, it's something that you kind of want to use both sides of the gripper, like one for some early part of the pipeline and one for the later part of the pipeline, so that you don't have to add a new arm to use it. I hope we see some of that later too.
Yeah. Yeah, all for one cycle. One cycle does make a difference. That's 6 Tarko points. I don't know if it's gonna... no, it doesn't change the placement, but it will come in pretty handy. Oh, but it does change the metric points. That's 6 metric points. Oh, not when converted to actual points, it's probably not like 6 points, but yeah. Alright, next up we have in 35th place at 250 Tarkos, Brother Mojo. Double, 2 by arms. Ooh, I like that.
Leaving it on the debonder and then yoinking it with a basically a wand. I am a fan.
With input suppression. Though, is input suppression? It's kind of just the first move after moving. That is bonded on.
No, you pivot around the input.
Oh, no, second.
I would count that.
Yeah. Could heavy sitting way out here.
This is very pretty.
You'd buy it for $1. Oh, Equilibrium Glyph skins. Yeah, well, everything's possible with mods, so... I recall that it's already a thing, too. They don't even need mods to actually mod the, to add custom skins. Just replace the textures.
I agree with you, Toby. This would make a dope campaign puzzle.
Yeah, I guess it's, like, kind of as easy as the campaign puzzles. Yeah, next up we have in 34th place at a bit of a drop at 222 Tarkos. A new player, actually. Frogfather. 2 arms and 111 cycles. Pistons are back.
It's cool to see these 2-arm solutions getting faster and faster.
I actually got one of my own. I'm curious to see if anyone managed to beat it. Yeah, 2 arms can get surprisingly fast.
Oh, 2 arms can get very fast.
Yeah.
I had a really harsh cycle limit imposed by my 3-arm solution, so I didn't find anything in 2.
I remember reading your like justification for being global minimum.
And then probably looking at a solution that made it very wrong.
Maybe. Let's see. Rolami feels like they have Vicky's solution. Not too sure. Oh no, PT Luigi 12 you submitted for a showcase, which means it won't be showing up in these.
Oof.
I can actually check for you for like what your Tarkos. Oh, I can't because it doesn't calculate the metrics for yeah. Oh yeah. I guess it's kind of easy to misunderstand that showcase means showing on stream, while the other one, while not making showcase, means not being shown on stream. Yeah.
He says in chat his would have been a 222.
Oh, 222? Well, if it's cheaper than this, it'll probably be in 30. If it's cheaper than this, it'll be 34th. If it's more expensive than this, it's gonna be 35. If it's the same, then it comes down to area. But yeah, next up we have in 33rd place at 208 Tarkos, Andrej K. New solution 5. I guess we're breaking symmetry again. So yeah, this is the assembly method that I was talking about earlier.
Yeah, building this makes it so much parallelizable.
First secret sauce. Yep.
And this is a 8-cycle loop on 4 arms. I feel like when you have this secret sauce, the question is number of arms times number of cycles in your loop, or at least that's the heuristic I was using.
The method. Yeah, lots of people find this out, and unfortunately, this breaks the symmetry of the puzzle. At least the solutions. It breaks the symmetry of the solutions.
I'm curious to see what the best non-method solve is.
I have no idea. It's somewhere up there. That does mean it's not first place, though. Otherwise, I would have remembered it. Or I'm lying. But yeah, next up, we have at 201 Tarkos, B. Smith. Arm cycle. Oh, that's another asymmetric one. This one a bit slower because it's 3 arms instead.
People in chat are already scared about the drop.
I mean, the first digit was teased. We know that it goes under 200.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe it
We
goes
also
down to
know that
10.
it doesn't go under 100, which is encouraging to me.
Maybe it goes down to 10. You never know.
True.
I don't think that's possible.
Given that you need at least an arm and at least 27 cycles, I think 10 is out of the question.
Or you can get 0 by making it overlap and duping the inputs.
The best digit is no digit.
26 is min cycles. Yeah, I think so.
I forgot whether it was 26 or 27. It is 26 though, because you can bond in it immediately. So it's L equals 1.
Yeah.
One of my drafts for Tarkles was actually min cycles.
Yeah, min cycles, while trying to reduce the arms as much as possible, it is like a very... It's decent way to approach it, and it
I
should be able
got
to give
way
pretty
too
good
many arms
scores.
for that.
Yeah. Mostly you'd probably start out with min cycles, and then you increase latency actually. Increase the latency and reduce the amount of arms. That would be a very easy method to... Not easy, that would be one way to go about solving for hard goals. I guess the difficulty of this metric doesn't come from, like, the puzzle itself for this metric, it's just more so the metric itself. Yeah.
The puzzle itself is very conducive to like easily experimenting with ideas, which I think is a really cool feature of this puzzle and metric.
Could this be faster with a hex on the left? A hexagon on the left?
Just to reduce that one time it rotates?
Maybe it introduces extra... maybe introduces accidental grabs, not sure. Wait, arm 3 doesn't... Okay, so,
It would be getting rid of the fourth last instruction. There's a rotate that doesn't need to happen if it's a hex arm.
ah, okay, let me try removing that. Oh, right, I need to zoom in for that to happen. And there are a few bugs with, with zoom mod. Oh. Nope, it breaks.
That would have been a corny tape loop. Oh no, wait, there's...
Tape...
Yeah,
I think it's tape loop length related.
Yeah, it's off timing. The question of like, there's a limiting loop that crosses two different arm cycle instructions, that's just a hard thing to spot on stream.
But I guess that means you can 6T this though. Yeah, next up we have in 31st place at 190 Tarkles, not great. Which is the name of the submitter and not a opinion about the solve. This was fast.
Cool central 2-arm. I toyed around with that idea a lot.
Yeah.
This is
Symmetry.
Cool.
Oh yeah, we're back to symmetry solves. This one looks real smooth. Most fast solves do that. They just look real smooth. But yeah.
Yeah, my tessellation throughput solve, I can't wait, because that one looks so smooth.
Alright, next up we have in 30th place at 188 Tarkles, Existentium. Back to symmetry. Huh. Why does arm 2 lag behind? Oh! Is that BS collision coming in?
That's BS collision.
Ah.
Let me actually...
If you rotate those two atoms, even though they're both single atoms, and they happen at the same time, there will be a collision.
Here's to demonstrate. Boom. BS collision sucks.
You hit it all the time with Brillo wheel puzzles. Because you want to
Yeah.
rotate the Brillo against the direction you're rotating some solid.
Most of the time though, if you're not working on cycles, you can probably just rotate the Brillo the other way.
Had many an invisible link solutions in the past fall victim to the BS collision.
Yeah.
Shadow Cluster makes a good point in chat that you could have the entire tape of ARM 2 later instead of just the last 5 instructions. And then it would be without crash and a faster tape loop.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a save right there. I assume that's 6 cycles? It saves? 5 cycles.
Should be.
So 2 times 89 is 178? Let's see if that actually
Yeah,
makes a
that would
difference.
that would be my best 2-arm solve.
Let's see if it
Only
actually
got it
makes a
down to
difference
90.
though. Oh, it does. It does quite a bit.
Aww.
Oh, it does
Really?
quite a bit. How much cost is
Oh.
this? 140 at 68 area.
Don't tell me there's tertiaries that it needs before you can tell us how many it beats.
Well, before that, we'll see that. We'll see that. Remember the metric scores for this one, if improved. 178, 140 gold, and 68 area.
I feel like 180 was going to be like a common bottleneck. Oh no.
But yeah, next up we have at in 29th place at not yet 178 but 186 in 29th place Buttermilk Donut. Okay, I can zoom back out now. Also some nice input suppression.
So this is 3 arms on a 10 cycle loop, and it has a beautiful central arm.
I always love it when like 2 different length arms rotate in the same direction that offsets the relative position of 2 molecules. That always looks nice.
Matter Monkey, the top solutions in this are going to look so good, feels like it's just wrong. The method is winning.
The top solutions are maybe not going to be symmetric either. I think there are a few top ones that are symmetric though.
Ooh.
I think, as in top, as in, I don't exactly know which placement. It might be something in the, like, 10s. But yeah.
My method solve is absolutely hideous, but it gets the job done real good.
Alright, next up we have in 28th place at 178 Tarkos. Guilty Bystander. Oh, Guilty Bystander ditched the giraffe Unicode name, solution name. Interesting.
Yeah, there's that assembly that we've seen in a few other places.
Except doing it with 2 piston arms like this instead now. Ah, okay. Guilty Bystander saying they're gonna save it for a more fitting puzzle. Oh yeah, 10 gold more expensive.
Ouch.
10 gold more expensive than Hello Jasper solve. Which...
You mean Existengium?
And Existengium. With the
How
Existengium.
Jasper was back in 39.
But, yeah. In 20... Oh, no. Oh, wait. Has Hello Jasper appeared yet?
Hello Jasper was 39th, apparently.
Oh, okay.
They're a name collision and you're thinking of someone else who has 178, 140?
Oh, yeah, okay. There is somebody else that has 170 and 140 in 27th place, Gecko. You know, also at 68 area.
Is it a complete tie with Existenzium? Does it have that off by 1 timing?
No. It's not, it's a complete tie, but it's not identical.
This is exactly the same score as Existenzium, but with a wildly different method.
They both got exactly the same area. That's nuts.
No, this is basically the exact same method as Guilty Bystander, though. I guess it reduces on one of the bonders or unbonders. One of those.
I think I see a way to save area on this. Arm 1 could output 1 cycle earlier, and that doesn't save any cycles, but I think that saves like 1 area. If you move the output glyph 1 to the left, and it drops a cycle earlier. I think that saves area.
True, it'll save the one that is the tin on the top edge.
Yeah.
Wait, so you... What?
You move the top output one tile to the right, and then you drop one cycle earlier on arm 1.
Move the top output one...
To the left, I mean. Did I say to the right? To the left.
To the left.
Oh, okay. Alright.
And it drops one cycle earlier.
Yeah. Whoops. We crashed the game. Great job, everyone.
What?
I have... yeah.
Zoom mod?
Well, now y'all get to see the name of the next week's puzzle, I guess. Oh no, that's Fim Crystal. Okay, let's see if we can not break things this time.
Goodbye Galaxy jumped into chat with no need to tinker shortly before tinkering caused the universe to explode. Surprise.
Oh wait, is this... Okay, yes. A, there's something. Anti-tinker mod coming soon. We probably need that.
Wait, did anyone else catch the puzzle name?
You can always check.
Reactor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I already reviewed it actually. But yeah, next up we have 171 Tarkos in 26th place, Praxis. Okay. Yep. It looks like Arm 3 is grabbing the other 10, but it isn't.
That's kind of funny. Because that way it gets to do a pivot at the end and not have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the main thing with the offset by a knight's move is that it requires either a piston and 3 instructions, or a non-piston and 4 instructions to offset things, or use 2 arms. All of those seem like the bottleneck in getting a good Tarkle solve, so this is doing the one with 4 instructions on a non-piston arm.
Mm-hmm.
I like that arm 1 delivers the output. That's the sort of thing I was hoping to see, of like arms helping later parts of the pipeline without being extra arms.
Yeah. And that's gonna start appearing more. Yeah, next up then, we have in 25th place at 165 Tarkos, Fiesta 618. Asymmetry hurts my eyes. Yeah, sorry about that. Oh. So this is using
5.
more arms to make it much faster.
5 cycle loop on 5 arms. That's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Arm 4 has a
Actually,
very
yeah.
busy 5 cycle loop. Everything else is pretty minor.
Yeah, I think a few arms, maybe 1 or 2 arms could be saved here. Maybe 1 arm.
The, ironically enough, my best symmetric layout was also a 165.
Uh-huh. Oh, Spec 90, its first off was a 3x55.
5 by 33, same as 3 by 55.
Yeah. Math. Next up, we have in 24th place at 156 Tarkos, Ebenov. Every arm count should get past this. Not exactly sure what that means.
Oh, I think that's saying that a 1-arm, 2-arm, or 3-arm solution should be able to beat this, or 4, or 5, or 6.
Okay.
And that's a lack of confidence expressed in solution title.
Someone beat this with like a 20-arm solve.
Impressive.
Damn.
Oh no, that's a request for someone to go do that.
Okay, now everyone's getting scared in chat.
I expect that if I'm beaten, it's by things that I'm going to find really cool. So I'm waiting for me, and then I'm waiting for what's better.
Uh-huh.
That's where I'm at as well.
But yeah, next up we have in 23rd place at 155 Darkos and 190 cost, Cuckoo 52. And also at 183 area. Okay, let me zoom out on this one. And probably rotate it so that it fits. Okay.
It takes up a lot of area.
Uh-huh.
But it's a 4-cycle loop. That's really neat.
Ooh,
Arm
nice.
3 reminds me a lot of Mist of the early chapter one. Mist of whichever one has 2 outputs. Where you have basically the grab, rotate, rotate, drop that you would ordinarily use a tri-arm for, but you're using it on both sides, so you have to use a 6-arm.
Yeah, I don't quite remember which one that was. Mist of... I can't check here either because I have no, like, progress on this save.
Hallucination.
Ah, okay. Oh, the one with, tin and air and quicksilver and air, I think? Or is it lead and air?
I think that's hallucination.
Saving area was right there? Yeah.
No, sorry, incapacitation. My bad.
Uh-huh. But, yeah. So, Utopia is going crazy about, like... area mattering.
Hercules.
Utopia, and, well, guess what? Area matters more than you think, because in 22nd place we have 155 Tarkos, 190 cost, and 139 area at 22nd place. Not Utopia, but Caspin.
Not
Cat's
Hitobi.
shouting about tertiary in chat.
Oh, looks like Caspin discovered this. This is looking very similar to some of the solves later on. Which we'll see.
Yeah, full throughput 5 arms. That makes sense.
Oh, Madmaster said they made a solve that was identical to this one. Oof. Yeah, it could have been. It probably could have been a sub 20 with 60.
Yeah, you can save a cycle, can't you, with arm 1?
Yeah, 1 cycle faster by just not putting anything on the 6th grabber and getting it out faster.
Oof.
Probably not worth tinkering, but yeah.
Yeah, no, 60, making 60 solved isn't worth tinkering. But yeah, next up we have 155 cost, 190, 155 Tarkos, 190 cost, and 118 area. Also not Hutobi. RPO.
Also not Hutobi moment.
Okay, this looks almost identical. Where did it save area? Oh, it pivots. It pivots instead of rotating. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Interesting that there's a huge pileup at 31 cycles, 5 arms.
Also, technically, this is still 22nd place.
Yeah, it's a pileup that is still behind a bunch of people. I am mildly bothered that arm 4 is longer than it needs to be.
Let's fix that.
The area tertiary, it matters. Oh no, wait, no, that doesn't save area.
No, it
It
doesn't
doesn't
save
change a
area.
thing. It just says like, I like when the arms are as short as they can get away with you.
Okay, let's finally look at
Yeah.
Hitobi's solve. 108 area. Seems too easy. Okay, this looks different. Oh, it's doing this instead.
Oh, I have an identical solve to this.
I wonder if it's... Is this one possible to make 16?
No,
No, because you
no,
need to
it's not.
rotate twice before you drop it.
Ah, okay.
Alright, this is a very pretty method solution. Utopia had said at some point, like, theirs is good and has method.
Uh-huh. Min cycles 5 arms, but wasn't possible, so he ended up with this one. Yeah, that makes sense. Seems too
Yeah.
easy, eh? Well, this is still 21st place. Pile-ups are probably gonna start happening though. Next
Has
up,
to be. If the winning solve is over 100 or equal to or over 100, then there has to be pile-ups.
yeah. Alright, next up in 20th place. Next up in 20th place, 153 targals, and 150 gold, and 115 area, Matter Monkey.
Giving the full set of metrics.
Yes.
Ooh, uh-oh.
Matter Monkey top 20, yeah.
Three arms, 51.
Mm-hmm.
3 arms on an 8 cycle loop is about where I am, but I'm 3 arms on a 7 cycle loop. I just want to see how much better it gets.
I wonder if arm 1 being that far away is like neat. I assume arm 1 being that far away is needed to not collide with the atom coming in arm 3.
Yeah, arm 2 is pivoting before rotating to save area, but that means that arm 1 has to give a lot of clearance.
Uh-huh. Could be 16? Not sure.
Corliss, the weight at the beginning doesn't count if there aren't any arms that have either no instructions or instructions before it.
Oh yeah.
Those 4 cycles just don't count. The game thinks the very first thing is 1.
Yeah, you can also... Oh! Huh. Oh, wait a moment. I know why the...
Whoa.
No, so this is a different mod. Oh, it's not working. But you can see it flashing. That's different
The
mods.
Mr. Puzzle Crusher game.
No, it didn't crash the game, except when you zoom in, that thing appears over there. It's kind of funny.
Right, you're trying to get the other metrics, aren't you? But they're not quite staying on the screen.
Yeah, well, they are staying on the screen, but they're behind this panel over here, usually. Because the way this zoom out works is like drawing the instructions tree after drawing everything else. But yeah, next up we have in 19th place at same primary, same secondaries, but 100 area by Nuachar.
Wow.
I have no idea what this saves in area.
It's amazing how many numbers multiply together to be between 150 and 155.
Maybe a lot of those are the same numbers multiplied though.
Doing everything inside of the 6 arm as much as possible is very good.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, arm 2 is in charge of that 3 cycle or 3 tile offset the knight's move.
Yeah. Okay, next up then, we have in 18th place at 140 gold instead, Cavalier.
You said 140 and I was like, 140 Tarkles already.
Maybe I should do that for tease y'all, because the cost range is quite in range of the Tarkos now.
I wasn't expecting cost secondaries to matter this much, but maybe I guess I should have maybe.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and this one's using the 4-cycle way of getting that night move offset, but it is very efficient because of Arm 2 holding both product and input.
Uh-huh.
Good Tarkles.
Oh yeah, one intention with this puzzle was to make it symmetric and like try to like encourage multiple arms doing multiple things at once. But yeah, next up we have... Oh! Well, in 16th place, notice that we're skipping one. We have Bambi and Username Void. At 152
Trigonometric tie
Tarkles,
relay.
152 Tarkles, 160 gold, and 72 area.
152. Okay, that's a 4-arm solution in 38 cycles. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But is it identical?
I think it is. I remember seeing this, but I don't know actually. We'll see. I think Username Void submitted pretty late, so I didn't like go through all the solves again. But yeah, we'll see if it's identical.
I like the handoff of the 5-atom piece without ever grabbing it.
I think it's identical, but like one of them... Wait, is it? I think it's identical, but one of them uses hex arms instead of bi arms. Yeah.
Oh, well, Bambi wins on aesthetic tiebreaker then, right?
They get the same amount of points.
Beautiful solve.
Oh yeah, this is a non-method solve, actually.
Yeah, symmetric, non-method.
Mm-hmm.
This is better than I thought was possible. This is really good.
Yeah. Alrighty, next up then, we have in 15th place at 150 Tarkles and 150 cost, Goodbye Galaxy. Interesting. It's not symmetric, but it almost looks symmetric.
Goodbye Galaxy was saying in chat, like, the bi arm could replace the 2 single arms in the previous solution, but it's gonna be awkward because of the offset nature of it.
I think I tried to make this exactly and didn't really make it work. Oh, I see how he's made it work.
Let's actually...
He's offset. Yeah, okay.
Oh, the instructions are actually offset. Yeah. Wow.
It's symmetry inspired.
Symmetry inspired, yeah.
Yeah, I was toying with this exact layout, and I did not. I missed this trick. I never got it to work properly.
Uh-huh.
So this is really cool.
Yeah. Alright, next up we have at 146 Tarkles and 120 cost. Didn't matter, but I like reporting that. At 14th place, Find Ear. 2 arms.
2.
I tried to make something very much like this. I think I tried to make this solution. I didn't find it very fast. They might have gotten a better...
It's
Yeah, Find Ear, you might have
outputting
found
one
a
of them
faster
later,
result.
though. Yeah, it's outputting one of the outputs later, on a later cycle, later loop.
That could be 16, couldn't it?
Not
too sure because of the fact
Yeah,
that arm
Finder's
1...
mentioned in chat that it could have been better with 60.
Oh.
Yeah, he saves 4 cycles apparently, which would have also been 69 cycles.
Made it at 136.
Oh no, 68 cycles. I can't math.
A 136, huh? Oh boy. 136 kind of matters quite a bit.
Oh, does it?
Yep. Biggie Mac probably knows that.
There aren't too many more composite numbers between this and mine.
But yeah, next up we have JoJo in 13th place with 144 titles and 180 cost. No, Weiss is better. Oh yeah, I should show. I think they submitted for showcase their original solve. It's really fun. You know what?
Back to forearms.
Let me actually try to fit this on the screen better. There we go.
This is a cool clockwork sort of deal.
Mm-hmm.
A pseudo 5 loop, but it has a 4 cycle loop to get set up because it can.
And it's 60.
Yeah, I actually also I remember playing around with this idea of having Arm 2 do a regrab on the molecule, and then have Arm 1, grab what has been given on it on the second go round, and then outputting. I didn't get it to work this well though. Well done.
All right. Next up, we have in 12th place, also at 144 particles, except at 130 cost, Rebix. Banger metric. Oh. Oh, that is compact. Oh, never mind.
Banger metric.
It was compact before it swung all the way over there.
Another 2-arm solve. Damn.
I like this. I like the pivot that Arm 1 does to get everything set up. I tried that too. I didn't get something that worked. I didn't think about using a piston in addition to it.
Yeah. Super suppressed.
It's a very clutch piston.
Alright, next up in 11th place at 141 targals, we have Biggie Mac.
Yeah, okay. The number was coming.
Missed top 10.
Yeah,
just by a slight bit.
I felt like as soon as I started, I was like, okay, a hex arm is going to rotate those inputs onto that triplet or that multi-bonder, and then from there on, it's a 7-cycle loop, and everything just has to work. And it worked, and then I couldn't find anything better, so I didn't look at forearms. I didn't think I could get forearms fast enough.
Oof. Well, it could be faster, I guess. Oh, I can see how you wouldn't think forearms would be faster though.
How fast would forearms need to be to beat this?
Forearms would need to be under 35 cycles.
Alright.
My phone is going off. I'll ignore it.
But either way, I made the solution on like day 3, and I never found something faster, and I never felt like I could find something faster. Not faster, but Tarklier, whatever the better in Darkle's direction is.
Tarklier.
Tarklier.
What will be the Tarkliest solve?
We'll see. Alright, next up in 10th place, we have at 140 titles, with 5 arms, we have Velvacane.
A 28 with 5 arms.
Oh look, it's symmetric, nice.
Shadow Cluster doing the top 3 predictions roll call.
Oh yeah, top 3 predictions. Well, about that.
There's top at least 3. There's probably another pile up coming.
Top at least 3, yes, that is correct. Top 3 doesn't work with this metric. Y'all see why. But anyways, you can start making your top 3 predictions though.
Also, symmetrical non-method.
Yeah. Yeah, it's symmetrical non-method.
Really impressed.
And it's also full instructions. There's never an idle cycle on any arm.
Oh, huh. Everything is just 4 instructions. Alright, next up we have in 9th place at 135 tarkos, Rolami. Back to method.
Back to formula.
Yeah.
Oh, the pivot as the second action. I think that's brilliant.
Oh, it just gets out of the way of the Regent Song so he can grab and pivot. Well pivoted.
And it doesn't bond them immediately, which means you don't have to worry about placing a bonder. I think you probably have a plus 10 gold version of this if you don't think about bonding options. But you got that 10 gold cost save.
Yeah. Alright, next up we have in 8th place at 132 tarkos, Morakanda. Trackless Carms, 2 arms, method.
That second pivot surprises me. Really good find.
Ooh.
Which second pivot? Oh, by arm 2?
The one by arm 1 on the partial product.
Oh, that one, yeah.
That actually does a lot of the positioning that I wasn't considering being possible without more arms or a piston or a lot of instructions.
Yeah.
That is really clever. I don't think anyone could have found this in 10 minutes, Morakanda. That's a tough find.
Someone can make... Well, anyone can make a Tarkos Sov in 10 minutes, but like actually finding it though, probably not.
Yeah.
So yeah, this puzzle plus this metric really like encourages you to just try as much stuff as possible.
This is why I like this whole, like, the metric encouraging the experimentation of ideas, because you find really cool ideas like this. Which is why I think Tarkles is a banger metric as well.
But yeah, next up in 7th place, we have 124 Tarkles by Spec 98.
That's a drop.
Oh yeah, that's a drop indeed.
Two arms again.
And it's 6T. That makes sense.
Oh yeah. Oh, it crashed. Oh yeah, TI, Rebix is mentioning TI Tech in Visual Anesthetics.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah, it's almost the exact same shape as the method shape here that we're dealing with.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Alright, next up.
Yeah, wow, I would never have called two arms getting this low, and, like, I don't know if it gets even lower or not.
So, yeah. Here's the big surprise on this metric. Coming up in would-be 2nd place is Panic. At 112 Tarkos.
Equal 1!
And 180 cost, and 88 area.
It's a lot of people at 112. Wow.
A lot of people with the exact same solve, pretty much.
A 28 cycle 4-arm solution exists?
Yes.
Yep.
This thing. But most importantly, this is not 1st place.
Wait, there's this... Has to be an area save. I don't think you can save it.
This is 2nd place.
someone get under 112, or is there a secondary save that?
And like the people at this exact Tarko count are Panic, Madmaster, Tweedledee, Mr. Puzzle, Pentapig, and Zorflax. They all got second place. So we can
Wow.
like go through the solves, check if any of them are actually not identical. This was by Madmaster in second place. This one's by Tweedledee.
So the approach with the input coming from 2 swings away gets that perfect offset.
Yeah.
That's the thing I couldn't have seen. That's really good.
This is by Tweedledee in second place.
Yeah, Haxton hasn't been mentioned. Haxton's in chat. I'm
Haxton
realizing.
hasn't been mentioned.
Haxton with the victory.
Yep.
He was someone who thought he had global min.
Okay, we'll be going through all of these first though. Mr. Puzzle in second place. Congratulations to all of you in top 10. Congratulations to everyone, yeah. Mr. Puzzle in second place. Pentapig in second place. RG, yeah.
It would be RG, isn't it? Yeah.
I don't know, 180
know,
actually
I'm
sounds
sure
more
Haxton did.
expensive than some of the solves we've
I want to see
seen.
if Haxton did that.
And Zorflax in second place.
Alright,
Yeah,
this
I was
method is more of a banger than I was giving it credit for. No rant ad.
Yeah, I was convinced this was global minimum. I was really excited when I found it because I'm like, there are not many solves that are beating this, but apparently there is one that is
No,
better.
there was
and I'm
exactly
very
one
curious.
solve in first place at 104 Tarkles.
Whoa!
It was better. Okay.
It must be 3. Must be 3. Unless...
104 can't divide 3. It's 2. It's 2 and 52, or it's 2 and 24 and 26. It's
Oh, it is?
2.
Oh, wow.
Wait,
Oh, it loops.
wait, that just does it?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Pivot, then rotate.
Ah, this looks so
because the centers are offset by the knight's move. The centers of the arms are offset by the knight's move, so it'll just rotate onto the bonders. Giving you a
Ah.
2-arm idea in 8 loop.
And then it was made 60. Not that
And
it.
then
Oh, wait, it
16,
did matter. It mattered by, like, pushing
Yeah, it
everybody's
mattered.
points down.
Yeah, anyone who got
Yeah,
like
if
200 or
it-
more Tarkles is like at half the metric points.
Mhm. Like, I was gonna say
Yeah, if
60
it's
didn't matter
60,
for
it's
placement, but
win.
it matters for points. Because it's going to push everybody's metric points down.
Wait, if it's not 6T, does it actually... What would have been the Tarnicle score if it wasn't 6T?
I think it's 108.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it wouldn't have mattered placement-wise, but it matters point-wise. I love how, like, Haxton spent the effort to actually make this loop, too.
Incredible work, Haxton. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. Great stuff.
Like, once I started seeing all the second places solved coming in, I was kind of worried that we're gonna have a first place pilot. I mean, second place pilot was still pretty crazy, though. But yeah. Then Haxton came in with this solve. I mean, there's also the other Magic Relomni.
Also,
Plus, you guys are, like,
also
4
missed,
points
so
ahead.
His score's also being hurt. Because, yeah, he didn't get the 112 either.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, you are about 4 points ahead of everyone. Most of everyone.
yeah.
And there's also the other
Yeah,
metric.
well done, Max.
But yeah, that would be all of our typo solves. Coming up then, we have our cost solves. Try to find the first cost solve. No, that's not. No. Yeah, this one should be. First one we have in 43rd place by Taco Mouse at 75 cost.
Alright. Alright. I'm curious to see how dubious cost is this week.
Oh yeah, everybody's gonna be expecting a lot of people at minimum cost.
Hmm.
So we could do a little prediction, I guess. Prediction on placement for min cost.
26. I say with nothing in mind.
18.
Several people have different guesses.
So some of the things being shown in this solve, even though it's very early in the standings, is how you kind of have to have either partial products or something to offset the fact that one input will give you imbalance after you've made one of them, and you have to then tend with that imbalance for the other one.
Yeah, but you don't have to use one input.
Yeah, but you'll still get the same number of tin and salt with each input you take.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, next up.
So after making one output, you will have excess of the other.
Yeah. But yeah, next up, we have at 50 cost now, in 42nd place, at 112 area, Praxis. We can probably zoom in now. Yeah. So yeah, this is 2 inputs.
An extra bonder.
An extra bonder, yeah.
Oh. Also already 10G off min. Oh boy.
We're already 10G
And
off
it's
min, and this is
using
trackless. A method solve, yes. You could say that.
Method.
We can't escape the method solve even in cost. I wonder if that last bond could be made not with that bonder down there in the bottom right. Okay, I know the
Yeah, but
answer,
the
but
method takes up so much area regardless of how you make its bonds.
yeah.
Like, there's no way you can be holding and pivoting around the edge of a 7-long molecule and hit an area good for area secondary at min cost.
But like, you can't reduce the bonder. That's gotta be quite a few placements for this solve.
And the thing is with the method solve, like, yeah, it's probably the most area intensive method, but like, it's the easiest to find.
Yeah.
I didn't find 40 gold method.
Really?
I didn't look for it, but I didn't find it.
Is that because you found a better one?
No, mostly
Yeah.
because Biggie Mac probably figured that even if it were the case, it's gonna be big swings. So bad for area, don't go for it.
Yeah, I wanted a good area, so I looked at one input and didn't think method was anything other than a charcoal tool.
But yeah, next
It's
up
a tool to make 40G easy. It's not a good tool for the area secondary, but I think it made it like, yeah, I don't know,
easier
okay.
than like it would have been. But yeah, next up
Yeah,
we
the
have
difference between people who call 40 gold trivial and dubious on this is so wild to me.
yeah, I think the people who called it trivial probably found this method in 40 gold. But yeah, next up in 41st place we have at 50 gold and 105 area, Existentium. Alright, we're back to the normal solves. Normal 50 gold solves.
But still a no access debonder. It's still doing what looks like method.
Is it? Yeah, it is. There's a shape. Oh, and I'm surprised this saves area.
Really though, there's a huge swing.
I guess it's not using half of the side of the... not using the input side of things, though.
Oh, is that track only to output? Oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, because you can't
Oh,
have 6 access
fuck.
points.
But what if you just... Oh, you can't.
It's because I don't think it fits.
The output doesn't fit
That
there.
is the only reason.
It's
Right. Even if you
completely
remove
just because of geometry.
Oh, that's
Literally just
sad.
doesn't fit out.
Though, since that is 0 axis, I wonder if it can be placed somewhere else.
It can, but I would probably look to move the regents first.
Like,
Maybe.
I'd probably move it like this, and move this to over here, and then it probably will fit. Like, that probably would work.
So my prediction for how many people got min cost wasn't aware of the method being a min cost solve. So I'm gonna have to bump that number up a fair bit into the mid to high 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah, 18 was very hopeful. I might just rescind that bet and go with like 30 or something.
Alright, next up we have in 40th place, at 88 area, Delaire. Loop Solvents. Are we finally gonna see more like classic with like actually using the track solves?
Tulare also likes to mention how pretty their solve is, which I appreciate.
Yeah, pretty solves are nice. Oh, there's method. I find it kind of funny how we're just calling it method. Like, not even what kind of method, it's just called method.
See, if I would have known, then, or if people would have known, then the solution titles could have been in on the joke. But these jokes were formed after the solution titles were made.
Method acting.
Added to the iceberg.
I have not bonded the two outputs together once all fortnight. Extraordinarily British statement. From Britboy himself.
Username checks out. But yeah, we probably don't need to finish watching all of, even though that was almost finishing, we probably don't need to finish watching all the cost off, so that would take quite a while. Alright, next up in 39th place, we have at 86 area, Brother Mojo. Probably way too big. Probably a bit too probably a bit too expensive as well. Okay, interesting intermediate.
Ooh, this isn't method.
Okay.
Heresy.
It's got a C.
Oh,
I think this is an attempt at 40 cost, but like just couldn't quite get there.
It's got a wild cradle going.
oh, the cradling.
How many times
I
is
don't follow
the
this.
top left bonder used? Is it only used for like waste handling?
Was it that bond? Yeah, you can't make that. Can you?
It's used
that
more than
bond?
once because you have a single atom and you can't put the single atom on that bonder.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's
But this
possible
is
to
just-
like remove the 0 axis bonder then.
I'm not sure it is, because, yeah, that bond is not a bond that you can make with the half-axis bonder because of the angle it's facing away from the arm, I think.
Mm-hmm. And if this is 60, I assume. Yeah, this is 60.
Has to be.
Oh yeah, tinted water, like, intermediate. Any small intermediate is, like, beneficial to area. Basically, you're gonna try to have to make your intermediates as small as possible. Yeah, this is very high effort, 50 cost, unfortunately, so... But yeah, next up we have in 38th place, at 64 area, Deck.
That's a secondary drop.
I guess people stopped using Method.
Yeah, it can't be Method.
Yeah, this is a lot lower effort than Brother Mojo's, just in terms of like, this is what you would teach someone who wanted to do min plus 10 how to solve the puzzle.
Yeah.
So Brother Mojo's is how you would teach someone who really wanted to get min but didn't find a way.
Uh-huh. Is it 60? No, it's not. It can loop. Alright. That's just an intermediate because of parity issues.
Yeah, there you go. Loops.
When you have a length 2 arm on a 2 tracks, there's enough access points where you can just store the intermediates as the single or double atoms instead of needing
to it
bond them
inverts the
together in
chirality.
really awkward cradles.
The first thing it does is invert the chirality and make the second input.
So, is anyone actually confident in their GAC solve?
I mean, I know that mine has better area than Method, but I didn't think Method was what I was really competing with. I just don't know how low it goes.
Alright.
I'm not confident in area either.
Nobody is. Yeah. With, like, how the main metrics have been going in this tournament, I don't think anybody's gonna be confident in any of those solves.
Did Shadow Cluster submit for GAC?
No,
I believe he said he did not.
No, but I did.
Oh, are you confident, Bist?
No.
Well, actually, don't answer that.
I already know where I place, so that's not, like,
Yeah,
exactly a useful question
that.
either. But yeah, in 37th place with 57 area, we have 42 Genius 42. 40G is for masochists, I tried. So, translations to reduce area, I assume. I think we should probably turn this on. Because people don't place equilibriums.
Mine has a nice equilibrium outline where relevant.
Yeah.
The
That's good
Critelli that I
enough.
wanted, like, I wanted multiple Critelli so that the spots which were interior to the area held by the solution, but not covered by glyphs, could be Critellis, but there's more than one of them.
Britboy being like, oh, my solution name's very similar to this one.
True.
Yeah, it's very easy to see that 40 gold is probably possible.
I thought this was comfortably more dubious than week 1.
Oh yeah, it definitely is.
I don't know.
I agreed.
Yeah.
I think week 1 just kind of took sit down and make a stick walker
Yeah.
to realize you could hit. But this one just took sit down and make a method solve, apparently.
Yeah, but that one's harder to find. Method is harder to
Actually
find than
still
just
hard
stick
to
walking.
find. It's
Huh?
actually still hard to
Method?
find with method because you need both inputs. And that gives
Oh,
you
yeah,
a
you
lot
have to-
less space to work with because
You
your
have to
input suppression is really awkward and you're swinging a giant molecule. So it's actually still hard to find with method.
Yeah, it also makes, like, forces a zero-axis glyph.
Yes.
So yeah, it's not that easy to find. But yeah, next up we have with 56 area, very close, and 862 cycles, Catman. So yeah, by design, I made like the finding min cost on this a bit more difficult than, well, maybe more than a bit, but more difficult than week 1. Week 1 was designed to be easy on min cost.
Yeah, easy if you knew the tricks.
Mhm.
This one was just still kind of hard, honestly.
Yeah. Week 1 was kind of just, improve your secondaries at the puzzle. Not that it was intended for cycles, though. I didn't intend for that many people to get, like, minimum cycles on week 1.
Yeah, that still surprises me. Everyone got really good at the game in the last 3 or 4 years. What is that?
Maybe because we have a really supportive community of everybody, like, teaching everyone else tricks. Which is really nice, actually.
Yeah. We should keep that up as we all cope with exactly how good everyone's gotten.
Uh-huh. Alright. Mr. Hex. But yeah. Next up, we have also 56 area, but 663 cycles. Not great.
Wow, okay. There's a tertiary
Whoa.
going on in the 50G.
Mm-hmm.
Also, yeah, the third message that I sent about this puzzle reads, "This seems to be just build that combination of 2 outputs that can be made without rearranging inputs, and then break it apart, the puzzle."
Yeah, pretty much.
But that was only when I had thought about Tarkles. I had never even considered that that's also applicable for cost.
Uh-huh. It does get more interesting, like, when you try to reduce area, though.
I want to say, I'm pretty sure I don't have best method here, but I'm curious to see, like, what the better methods than mine are.
You mean for GAC?
Yeah, for GAC.
Mostly it's just trying to make the intermediates as small as possible, reducing the swings.
Yeah, like, oh, I want to see how small they get.
Yeah.
I used intermediates that made sense, but I did not use intermediates that were minimally sized, and Rolami's already hinted in chat at an option I couldn't get to work that would have been better than mine, I think.
Yeah, the triangles. Triangles are OP.
Same, yeah.
When it comes to, triangles are OP when it comes to zero-axis unbonders. No, not zero-axis, half-axis unbonders.
I figured since all the bonds in the input and output were 120, I needed to make my debonder be a 180 away from the arm instead of an angly debonder, because triangles work with angly debonders, but Ys and 120s work with straightaway debonders.
Yeah.
So maybe just making it harder makes it better.
Alright, Alright, next up we have 55 area in 34th place, Communist Mountain. I know this isn't min, but I just want some points. Yeah, Communist Mountain made this like last day.
He spent like an hour on it.
Yeah. I like the Critelli. Very anti-Critelli. That still looks good.
That's a postmodern Critelli.
Yeah.
Makes all the half molecules fast.
Yeah, 50 cost area also gets pretty interesting in like trying to make the intermediates as small as possible. Yeah.
I remember there was an interesting puzzle in one of the tournaments, and there were videos about it, and people were trying to get the the min plus 10 gold area down because of how close it seemed to optimal on the stream, and that was a burrito that people explored.
Like, one of the inspirations for this puzzle is potent potables. It's probably kind of obvious.
Yeah, and that might have been the puzzle I was thinking of, but I don't remember it being me giving the commentary because there was Twitch chat, or maybe I'm just imagining Twitch chat having. But there wasn't a cost in Rookies tournament that wasn't Mr. Dowsing, and that one didn't have kind behavior if you wanted to get even min plus 10.
Yeah. So, you want to know what, like, actually inspired this puzzle for cost? Like, for me to consider the cost metric? It was mostly panic solves on Potent Potable.
Yes, the half-access bonder when everyone else used half-access debonder. And Panic just had this wild, like, 2700 cycle 6T cradle building machine.
Yeah, except now that's the intended solution for this 40G.
Thank you, Vist. I appreciate the difficulty you've provided.
But yeah, next up we have in 33rd place with 49 area, Chickens in the Attic. It passes the single atom through the tracks.
I'm back. I had to grab water. Sorry if there was better.
Okay.
This is very intuitive. Like, I was gonna say, this looks very no nonsense.
Yeah, it's also using all the access points.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of the input it's actually using.
I mean, it's able to suppress it pretty easily.
yeah,
with the
yeah.
fact that it has 2 access points on it.
Uh-huh. Cheese sticks, can I have some as well?
Throw some cheese sticks.
Now I'm hungry. I haven't eaten yet. Not that I usually eat breakfast, but... yeah. Alright, next up we have with 46 area, Guilty Bystander. High end of second tier. Almost. Surprising that, like, a...
Oh, the stream chugged a bit there, but I think it's back.
I don't know if it's more of so chugging or more so that I'm being slow with my inputs.
Mine wasn't chugging, for what it's worth.
Alright, very possible it's me.
Ah, okay.
I like the final bond. Swing straight to the output.
Also, interesting that this is less area, even though it's like a 2-length arm. I guess it's not using like 1/6 of the area around the arm.
You could... Oh, never mind. I was about to say, you are hitting an area from having to swing at a larger length, but I don't think that actually hits the area, and it's because there's a storage at some point on the bonder that hits that top left hex that it seems is out of place. That there's a tin that sits on that tile.
Yeah.
You say that, Brett Boy, but it's only 46 area. There's like one direction that's like not being used at all.
Yeah.
Which helps a lot.
I guess the main area saves comes from like the actual part that's not... entire part of the axis points that's not being used. But yeah, next up we have with 45 area in 31st place by Flame Haze. I wonder if this does the same thing by not using the access points there. Seems like it.
It's cool that you can always put something useful on that unaccessible end of the bonder in this layout.
Mm-hmm.
Rubik's confirming 2 length and 3 length 40G aren't possible. Yeah, when people were talking about how there was some obvious approach, I looked at the puzzle and I was like, did I miss a way 2 length works at 40G? But
that
the
would have
grab
been
points
fun.
on the outputs that have 2 length apart are tin, water, and salt, and you can't have 3 grab points on inputs at length 2.
That would have been fun though. Also, Roland is mentioning that you might be correct with 26th place being, like, when 40 gold starts.
I see the... I don't know. It could be anything.
Yeah.
Only Bisc and maybe Shadow Cluster know.
No, Shadow Cluster doesn't. Only Panic and I know.
Britboy was also implying earlier that it gets much lower than this.
Yeah.
At least for 50G, interestingly.
Yeah, so we take a bit of a drop right now into 30th place at 36 area by D. Smith.
Okay.
I like how the outputs just fit together in this off.
In one of my tessellation throughput things, I had to place like 24 input and 24 output of each type because I had just cloned the puzzle to that extent, and so meshing the outputs together in a way that looked like this became like a wall of them at one side of the TD solve.
Oh, yeah, I think I remember... Do I remember seeing that? I don't know. You might have sent me an image.
I might have. I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
But at either rate, this is a very efficient area on 2 length arm.
Mm-hmm. Also, that's a nice Critelli. Yeah, this is 1T, so we don't need to finish watching it. Next up, we have in 29th place at 31 area, Britboy. 40G is for crazy people. Yeah, this is what Britboy mentioning that their name is pretty similar to 42 Genius 42. That is really compact. It looks like basically all the area is output swings.
Yeah, I guess you have to treat it like an area puzzle and work backwards. I like the solve a lot, and the Critelli's awesome too.
Mm-hmm. The Critelli is surrounded by all non-EQ glyphs.
Technically, the track isn't a glyph. Or is it? Am I wrong?
Okay, fine, yeah, it isn't.
Mechanism, isn't it? Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, the
Yeah,
trays say so.
list.
Oh no, it's blocked on the stream by all your names. Okay, mechanisms, glyphs. Mechanisms, glyphs. Yeah.
And one of them's a regent?
Okay, fine. That too. That probably would have been the more obvious one, to be honest. Alright, next up, we have in, well, would be 29th place, by RPO. We enter 40 gold! It's time for 40 gold!
Alright.
At 137 area. By the way, the largest area for 40 gold that I received was 5,000.
I figured there would be people making waste chains, because just getting rid of the excess when you've made one output
Okay,
makes some
so
sense.
who needs access points on bonders and unbonders?
Access is an outdated concept.
This is beautiful.
Okay, inverse the
Yeah, this
chirality
one's-
of the input first. It's not even using both inputs. It's giving 5 access points to the outputs. That's amazing.
Can we all just agree this wins?
This is glorious. It's not like victorious, but it's glorious.
A method intermediary.
RPO is taking the fact that he's not scoring, taking advantage of the fact that he's not scoring to make solves like this.
This is hilarious.
So RPO mentioned to me that it's possible that people are gonna use like 0-axis bonders or 0-axis unbonders, and then he decided, you know, why don't I just do both in the same solve?
And he said he had only a couple roadblocks that he got through. Alright then, RPO. Alright.
Fair play.
I wonder what the roadblocks were. I'm guessing like inverting the chirality is one of them, maybe? Inverting the chirality of the input. Because this could very much well just fit another input in there. If, like, not fitting 5 access points for outputs.
You could get 2 more inputs, couldn't you? Oh,
You can
maybe
get
not 2 more.
you can
Nick,
get 4
no.
inputs to fit on this thing.
Yes, you can.
Like, if the outputs were spaced more like this, then yeah, that's 1 over here, 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 1 over here. Oh,
Cole
just
was
3.
asking what's the first 40G solve. It's this one. This is a non-scoring
Yes, this is
40G.
40G.
You can fit 5 inputs.
Yeah.
Imagine if that was a puzzle and there was 5 outputs, but cost was still like a thing and this was forced.
That would be funny.
Oh.
Yeah, this solve is great, RPO. Thank you for this solve. But yeah, next up we have probably a more normal solve in 28th place at 135 area by Hello Jasper.
Hello Jasper has been in chat mentioning that theirs is not method, but it still has a monstrosity of area taken.
Yeah, probably because of this stick.
I'm looking forward to this. Oh.
We have a 60-degree bond.
Okay, I see why this does this. This is comparable to the method solves.
Kinda?
You know what's amazing about this? Like, you see those 3 single atom inputs? The single atom waste just hanging around?
Yeah.
They have to stick around the whole time because you don't have a full access bonder.
They
Oh, no.
remake the input by doing this.
Oh no, does he remake the input indirectly?
Yes. Okay, there it is.
That's amazing.
Okay. Okay. Hello, Jasper.
Okay, it's a 1T via conditionals.
Yeah, I've made a bunch of my attempts getting towards this 1T because I did not want to try to figure out a 6T version to save cycles until I was confident I was at my best area.
Yeah, that makes sense. Cost solves are fun for this puzzle. But yeah, since it's 1T, we don't need to finish watching it. It's gonna take quite a while. This is 2879 cycles. But yeah, next up we have at 127 area, Matter Monkey. Bad secondary? Yeah, probably. This looks like a method solved because of the zero-axis unbonder. And the fact that there's 2 inputs.
Let's see how far method solves go. I'm curious to see how low it gets with the method solve.
Yeah, this is why people think... why some people think main cost is trivial. Because while although bad at area, you can just do this.
Like, I think you can diagram out the 4 places that the input monstrosity pair has to be to make both bonds and then break both bonds.
Oh yeah, RPO,
And
no,
come
oh
to
no,
some-
Rolomni did that and sent it to me.
Gotcha. And so you can like diagram out how many area it can take at minimum.
Oh
and
yeah,
then...
not exactly how much area though. They just
Oh,
like
okay.
detailed what bonds and unbonds they needed to make and was like, wait a minute, this is easy. Except they knew it was bad at area, so like they moved away from the method solve.
Man, I really have spent less time on these puzzles because there's so many like things I might have tried hard and thought about and diagrammed. And I'm happy with what I'm doing.
Yeah, non-method is difficult.
I only ever considered non-method.
I was just gonna say, I don't think it'll ever stop impressing me how much Rolomni like plans out.
Yeah, Rolomni plans
Like,
out a lot.
Yeah, like I mean he mentioned in Discord he like for last week for some he like stared at a blank screen for hours. And I'm like, dude, it's some. I don't think I've ever stared at a blank screen for more than like 5 minutes on some.
That is probably why Rolomni thinks they're not good at some as well, though. Because some is not exactly something you make too much planning on.
Well, apparently you can.
Yeah, well, Rolomni started out that week with a 400 or so sum.
And it got down to 320? I
Yeah,
forget what I've been all about.
like just lots of optimizations. Lots of small optimizations. Gradually.
322 or something?
Yeah, probably, I don't remember. 328.
Oh.
But yeah, next up we have in 26th place at 106 area Gecko. Method again, this time with zero-axis bonder instead. Actually, at least I think it's method.
Whenever there are 2 inputs, I have to assume.
Yeah.
I'm making the exact same assumption.
This one's like zero-axis bonder instead of unbonder though.
Yeah.
I like everyone doing 1T. It makes it a little bit easier to imagine them also having more time in their lives.
Yeah. Since and
The
cycles
6
is
cycles
also
of tertiary are not worth it.
Alright, next up we have in 25th place at 105 area, Haxton. Yeah, very straightforward solutioning. Just cost.
It takes, I don't know, I've gotten it down to like with 16, like, because I had to 6T my cost. It took me like, it only takes me like 5-10 minutes to 6T it. It's just boring and annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just copy pasting the same instruction over and over.
Yeah.
That's also the reason why week 2 was area instructions, because I didn't like 6T.
I think she mentioned that she could have chosen GAI as this puzzle's metric instead of GAC.
Oh yeah, no, that was me memeing. It doesn't
Which you
really.
validly could have.
it doesn't really matter that much, to be honest.
Would anyone have actually bothered programming this to 1T? Like, oh, actually, no, for this puzzle it's easy. I take that back. Sorry.
No, like, people are actually choosing to do 1T instead of 60 because it's easier.
Yeah, I think Zorflax
I
might
actually
mean the
disagree.
people we haven't seen yet who may have leftovers on the board that don't make sense.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, that's why I 6T'd it, because I'm like, I could figure this out. I don't want to. I'll just 6T it. Boom.
Uh-huh. Alright, next up, we have at 102 area, in 24th place, Tweedledee. Help me, I'm poor. This was because their 50
That
gold
beats my
soft is
estimate.
rich enough to afford 50 gold. Probably zoom in. There it is, there's the method. There's the intermediate. I wonder how many people found this in Tarkos first and then applied it to cost, and how many people found it in cost first and then applied it to Tarkos.
I found it in Tarkles and never considered that it could be used in costs. Does that count as nothing?
Pull it. Y'all could just like do it in the chat. Like just Rebix is costing Carms. I think Rolomni was also costing Carms. But yeah. Alright, next up we have in 23rd place at 95 area, Mr. Puzzle. Also looks like method. 2 inputs, 0 axis unbonder. How do you even like shave area for this? If you're working with method.
Ah, good question. No, pain?
Like, yeah, it's just trying to make the swings as good as possible, or just trying different kinds of method layouts. That's kind of the only thing you can do. If this is like your only, well, method of doing 40 gold. But yeah, straightforward solve. Alright, next up we have in 22nd place, at 92 area, Find Ear. Damn you and your symmetry. Same thing,
That's
less
not good.
area.
Method is good enough for me.
Don't know where the area saved. Don't know how like 3 areas saved. It looks looks almost
I
identical.
think they're taking up less area past the D-Wander. Like, it's a
yeah.
huge circle, basically, of all the different things you reach at this maximum pivot spin length, but if you can keep it in a smaller part of the board, it's easier to keep the area down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess that's how you're supposed to save area when you're working with the large intermediate. Try to... Same with, like, big stick solves. If you want to reduce area, don't swing at as many angles. And also don't make the stick as long. But yeah, next up, we have at 91 area, very close, in 21st place, Morakonda. Probably not even top half. It seems like you're exactly at half.
43 people in 21st place.
I think this is exactly half, is it? No, this...
It's top half by a half of a place.
Yep.
Just barely top half, of course. Now that you,
Oh, that is a lot of
whenever you
nice
make a
input
prediction
suppression.
title- Whenever you make
Using
a prediction
the
in
big
title like
thing
that,
for
you're
input
always
suppression.
going to jinx yourself.
Oh, Zorflax, you were a bit unclear there.
Oh, sorry, am I quiet right now?
No,
You came back.
not anymore. Yeah, you're back.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say, whenever you make a prediction in your title like that, you are like always doomed to jinx yourself.
So just make a...
I'll start naming myself not first.
This is how you do it, yes.
And then you always get second. Which is probably pretty good as well. Oh wait, always getting second is Rolomni. So far. Alright, next up, we have at 90 area, just one hex save again, Rebix. The 2:48 PM cranked out solve. Nice. I like it when y'all mark it with equilibrium. So this is why
Does this
Rebix
mean
can
method?
pump out a solve quickly. Because method.
This is what method was good enough for top 20.
I am surprised that this is how people did 40G. But I guess the 40G, the way I did it, was harder.
But I mean, it's still better. Metric
I
wise.
assumed that people were able to, like, tell that there was a better way.
I guess most people thought, you know what? This has been cost. That's good.
With mine, I actually, cause yeah, I originally worked it out in method first, and then later I found a better way that I thought was going to be harder, but proved to be easier than method.
Easier than method.
I thought it was easier than method, even though I thought initially when I was programming it that it was going to be harder, but then everything worked out much more nicely.
Also, somebody should like watch a recording and do a drinking game and just drink whenever we say the word method.
Cheers, I'll drink to that. Water.
Oh yeah, speaking of water, I should probably get some in a bit. Yeah, next up, we have... Oh, myself. Yeah, we have at 89 area, not a method solve, but like I didn't exactly optimize for area myself either, which is probably apparent from a lack of equilibrium.
Oh, for Minzy and anyone else who has missed what method refers to, if you build a 12-atom molecule out of both inputs and then break it apart after the fact to make the two outputs, that is method. That is what we were calling the like secret sauce way of doing this puzzle.
Yeah, so it's puzzle specific. So this is the way I went about doing this puzzle. I did not find method. So
It's cool to see that you made the angly debonder work.
yeah,
Yeah.
I tried to make like the angled bonder work, but it didn't work.
I never was able to make very much progress at all unless my debonder was straight away from the arm, because that way works with the Y shape.
Yeah, I was working with the triangle shapes. Yeah, if you didn't find method, this is probably the kind of stuff that you would be trying to find. It's the stuff I found. Which also means that the intermediate for method was completely unintentional.
Was it?
I did not intend for that to be possible, but I kind of just overlooked that. I tried to make the puzzle a bit easier, and it turned out it made that in particular possible.
At least
Does that
with
mean you-
potent potables, I kind of intended for it to be as kind of collection of atoms but no order as I could.
Yeah, I could just like just spread out the spread out the atoms randomly, but I wanted it to look nice. And because I wanted
Yeah,
it to
you
look
made kind of
nice,
like Invisible Ink 2.
yeah, I wanted it to look nice, and that made the intermediate possible. It's a happy coincidence.
So Bess, does that mean, because method was unintentional, does that mean you intended for this cost to be more dubious than it ended up being?
Yes. Yes, I did. which you can probably see from my solve. But yeah, next up we have Utopia, one less area than this one, in 19th
Cool.
place. Oh, it spells hell. I was trying to figure out why that spells how that spells high mob. No, it spells hell instead.
I see 2 inputs. I expect method.
Yeah, looks like it.
I'm curious what you mean by that, Hello Jasper, that if method hadn't existed, you would have placed higher. Is that a claim that people without access to method would have gotten either more 50G or worse area than their 40Gs with method?
Or probably more of the fact that they would have tried to search for, like, non-method solves.
I mean, Jasper didn't find method. Jasper was the one who had the 3 individual atoms
Oh,
and the
okay.
cursed cradle with the 60-degree bonds.
Right, yeah, that means that a lot of people would have found method and, like, been at 50G instead. Probably.
Method.
Casper, why are you replying to yourself?
She's replying to Chump Change Boy, but Twitch interface is weird.
Oh, okay. Huh. Yeah. That's the solve, it's method again. So, which apparently can do better than that method. But yeah, next up we have Lubricating at 83 area in 18th place. Here we go again. We've seen this several times.
Method.
Alright, Utopia was wrong that his was the smallest method.
No access anything,
Oh yeah,
interestingly.
yeah, this is also no access everything. It's definitely not as memey as, like, whatever RVO has, though. Which,
RPOs is still better.
yeah, RVO has...
Diverting 5 tiles to outputs around your arm with only 2 outputs is something.
and also only having 1 input instead of 2.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only way you can get 5 tiles.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just calling it a method. What method? The method.
The no-access bonder really cuts down on swing space, because it doesn't have to do any pivots around the corner of the entire molecule.
Oh, yeah. Alright, next up, we have at a drop-in area to 73 area, Buttermilk Donut. That's a 10 area drop.
Had to happen.
0 access everything again, I guess.
Method.
Okay, instead of, like, dedicating the access points all to outputs, this one's dedicating it all to inputs.
Advanced method, according to Morikanda.
Yep, this isn't exactly method, yeah.
Hmm.
Not quite.
Not quite, eh?
No, it isn't. Yeah. It's
Really
using the fact
clever
that you can
decision.
have both inputs though.
Really clever decision to have the inputs surrounding the arm as much as it does, because it makes input suppression so much easier.
Yeah. So yeah, this is no longer method. It's making two special Amaro-shaped intermediates instead.
Imagine getting cabinet puzzle references. Couldn't be me.
Because I don't think that shape is repeated anywhere else in the game, is it?
Not that I. Oh, Curious Lipstick. It's half of Curious Lipstick.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, yeah, you stick that onto the Ring of Moors and you get Curious Lipstick.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. Next up, we have at 71 area in 16th place, Emanov. Blob walk training. Seems like nope, no longer method. But also still zero input, zero axis wander. Oh, that is a lot of large swings.
Is it premature, or can I make the claim that Velvocane got the best method solve?
Not sure. I haven't like actually looked through the solves and like checked. Oh, what is that hook shape? And now we're seeing triangles.
This is really interesting.
Yeah, it's quite a bit convoluted as well.
2,170 cycles. Okay, yeah, this one has a lot to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's super
Nice.
fascinating in all of these because it becomes like if you haven't studied and made the solution yourself, basically, it just looks like a bunch of things happen, and then what is suddenly on its own is the output. Good job.
The output just boom. The output exists now. Where did it come from?
That'll be
I don't know.
that'll be TI next week.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, next week's TI, maybe not so much.
All right, we'll see then.
There definitely are TI puzzles where, oh, suddenly there's the output.
Yeah. Yeah, mostly like, most notably, blood staunching pattern. Which I still think is amazing, by the way. But
I
yeah.
love that.
Oh yeah,
exists.
also Surrender Flare. Anyways, next up we have in 15th place with a very nice area of 69, JoJo.
Nice.
GG JoJo.
As symmetric method. Is it? Is it method? No, it's not. Never mind.
So JoJo had mentioned that their initial solve was for GC
Uh-huh.
and was something like 594 cycles, but at 70 something area.
So let me check. 586 cycles, 73 area. Yeah.
It's amazing with two inputs that you can keep everything suppressed enough. It has a very symmetric outcome.
Hmm.
And no access on any of its glyphs either.
Yeah.
So it's transferring the tin and salt from one cradle-y thing to the other using the cradles themselves.
Mm-hmm. I find it interesting how much zero axis is possible for these cost puzzles in this tournament so far. Like, usually with cost puzzles you're trying to cram the access points as much as possible, but no, not these. Alright, next one. We have at 67 area, Goodbye Galaxy. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Heart Club Solvent. These are references I
Wait, what
don't
was the other
get.
name of Goodbye Galaxies? Because there was a song title reference in the other.
Yeah. but like unfortunately I don't get the references. Some of the rest of you
Goodbye,
probably do
Galaxy
though.
listens to too cool of music for the rest of us.
This is a Beatles. What was the
I know
other
that.
solution name? Magic card
Oh,
reference.
magic card reference. Okay.
Yeah, this is just Beatles reference for anyone who doesn't know. Trying to figure out why it's a Beatles reference, or if it was just because it felt like it.
Maybe because you felt like it. I don't know. Goodbye, Galaxy can probably explain in the chat.
There are a large number of cradles going on.
Uh-huh.
I guess with 2 inputs, so you have a lot of suppression to do.
Yeah. Alright, next up we have at a drop-in area at 60 area, Newishar in 13th place. Nice hexagon. Just missing a corner there. It doesn't swing over the area by the like the corner, by the way.
That's a nice hexagon then. That's a great place for Critelli.
Yeah.
And this is the sort of debonder I
Nice.
recognize. The full pointed away from the arm debonder.
Mm-hmm. And maybe that's actually better.
It requires you work with things that are a little bigger, but it prevents you needing to do a lot of swings to get the other stuff around it.
Mm-hmm.
I like this solve. This solve feels familiar. It feels like home.
Yeah. This is more akin to like normal dubious cost solves. Well, I mean, most dubious cost solves are actually just giant waste sticks, but like the non-waste stick kind.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a
imagine this-
swing and swing back that are... Sorry.
Sorry, this is probably more along the lines of what you actually intended for this puzzle when you made costometric, right?
Yeah, yeah. Good thing I make a cost area. To encourage stuff like this. To encourage the actually more difficult stuff. There was a time where I was debating whether I was gonna use cost area or cost cycles. Good thing I chose
I
correctly.
like that it was cost area.
Yeah. Alright, next up we have at 58 area Bambi, which is the same hexagon but with even less corners. But also a different debonder orientation.
Oh, almost got method.
Interesting intermediates. Very interesting intermediate. Reminds me of Hello Jasper solve.
Yeah, this intermediate is taking its time to become an output.
This is very
Hey,
complicated.
there it is.
Oh yeah, 2,543 cycles. Yeah, it's slow. I wonder what's the slowest cost off we have. There was a
It's not me
previous.
this time.
There was a previous one also by Bambi that's 200. Oh no, there's a 3,000 one. There's 3,600.
I didn't hit a biggie, why do you do this to yourself cycle count this time. Mine's somewhat reasonable.
Yeah. Alright, next up we have in 57th place, Cuckoo 52.
57th place?
No, 11th place, 57 area, Cuckoo 52 at 1759 cycles.
Hold up, let me
You
check.
mentioned the cycle count, so that's a hint.
I mean, the pilot's gotta start somewhere. Is this method?
No, alright, this is my method. So I would call this half method.
Yeah.
Because you bonding one of the 3 molecules to your, whatever it was called. What'd you call it? The half-curious lipstick thing. So you're bonding, like, one of the 3 molecules to it, but you're not bonding the other to make a 12. But you're making a 9. So, yeah, I would describe this as half method.
Mm-hmm. And then you end up with, just 2 more inputs laying around.
Yeah, it's really cool that a lot of these things end up kind of converging on the leftovers are an input now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really cool because you can see there's a tin order, but then you use that as the intermediary for the semi method here again, and it works out perfectly that you get the exact input that you were using.
Mm-hmm.
See, I do that, but I never have 9 things bonded together.
9 things bonded together is pretty area intensive. Like, it uses a lot of area.
Well, it's 11th place.
I mean, yeah, it's 11th place.
Make sure the best ones are probably going to be well under this, but yeah.
And you haven't even come up
Okay.
yet, zorflax.
I suspected this isn't the best way, but I'm like, this is pretty good. This will do alright.
Mm-hmm. 57 sounds like a nice number. Like, if you get 57, you probably go like, yeah, this is probably pretty good. Well, usually. With how the tournament is going, you don't.
Yeah, the very first thing I sent Bist, I was like, this is bad secondary, and I didn't hit that number yet.
With this tournament, you could get like 20 area and be like, maybe this isn't good enough.
So is this 6T then, because it has to worry about an input left over?
No idea, actually.
Mine was.
I haven't been paying attention.
I really like that the title is Access Quartelli, because that's the other access point.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, it seems to be 60.
Yeah.
Because it hasn't stopped from alt-clicking. Alright, next up we have at 1349 cycles, Madmaster, at the same area. No, where's the equilibrium? Okay, weird intermediates again.
Whoa.
Very weird intermediates.
That looks like the scaffolding I made for week 1.
Well, it is the same shape. Well, the input is the same shape, so yeah. Well, there goes the output. And there goes the other output.
There's a cradle in the middle too. That's a really intense bunch of tech all in one solve, and it works so well.
Right? This is awesome.
I think this looks more like wizardry than anything I've seen so far in this puzzle. Like,
Yeah.
you have that 3-atom like nautilus shape, and it unfolds on itself into 2 outputs. Yeah, nautilus method, exactly.
Madmaster, how did you come up with this? This is black magic. Unfortunately, that cradle swings by quite a bit of stuff.
Yeah. because that's the swinging. Because you can see all 6 directions are being made use of for swinging.
Yeah. Alright, moving
Yeah,
on
it's
then.
the curse of where the bonder has to be.
Moving on, we have 56 area by Fiesta 618. Fiesta has been improving, like, quite a bit.
Yeah, big congrats in the top 10 on this one.
Oh yeah, we're on the top 10, so we can start predictions for top 3 as well. But congratulations to Mad Master for getting 10th place, and Fiesta 618 for getting 9th place.
Well, I've got Biggie in my top 3 from the sounds of it.
I got Rolomni in my top 3 ahead of me, wherever I end up.
Yeah, I'll go with you, Rolami and Pentapig.
So,
Not very
also
exciting.
interesting intermediates
I know.
again. This one's got more
Yeah,
of
this
these tadpole shapes.
I'm reminded of that one solve I think Zorflax posted to the subreddit that was just haha horsey go gallop.
Yeah.
That's the optimal intermediate.
Let me link that in the chat.
Yeah,
Fucking love that solve.
it's
So did the
a
internet.
health tonic, right?
Yeah, it's a health tonic.
Oh yeah, I forgot to turn this on.
Yeah, Zorflax, I think some tendencies have led to you having a knack for these satisfying minimalist-ish solutions.
Yeah.
Haha, horsey go gallop is just art.
Where does this place? Where does that place on the subreddit in top all time?
There's a bunch over 120, so it's not that high.
Ah, okay.
It was, yeah, it just barely scrapes into the top 20.
Ah, okay. But yeah, next up we have at 56 area and 1793 cycles. We have Zorflax in 8th place. Congratulations.
Okay. So, like, with half an hour to go before the deadline, I'm like, fuck, I could probably save another area. And I did that, and, like, I submitted with 10 minutes to go. So, like, in the last half hour, I'm frantically programming to save 1 hex of area. And it won me 4 places.
That's incredible.
Oh, I am so happy that mattered so much. God damn.
Which hex exactly did you save? Or did you redesign?
So where your cursor is, up and to the left by 2.
Up and to the... Here?
Wait for the... Yep, that hex. That hex was originally used.
Ah, yeah, I
had
could
to, like,
see how that
reprogram
would
a bunch of
accidentally be
stuff.
swung past.
Yeah. Just like the
So
one
you
at the
managed
top.
to
It was
make-
the same situation, but I was able to... Sorry?
It's just you managed to make the swing that would have passed the one in the top instead, so that it's just double used.
Yeah. Yeah, it involved the positioning of the regent, because, you know, sometimes it's just lying on its regent space, sometimes it's like that. So I shuffled around the ordering of things so that it got shuffled around earlier, so that I didn't have to do the swing that costs a hex.
Yeah, those sort of like everything has to move to make it possible to do one thing slightly better. Redesigns are almost too demoralizing, but you got it. You got some places out of it.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck it, I got half an hour. Let's just give it a try, and I was able to get it. Save me 4 places.
Yeah. And put you in top 10.
Yeah, I am chuffed with top 10. Yeah.
Alrighty. Next up, we have in 7th place with 54 area, Andrej.
Oh, if I saved the other hex, it wouldn't have even mattered either.
Using your time pretty efficiently. So, that that's an interesting intermediate we haven't seen before. Like, just the two inputs stacked together.
Now that's my intermediate. That's the one I'm expecting
Yeah.
to see
Uh-huh.
when I come up. But there's so much swing space at length 3,1 in this.
Oof. Yeah.
Like it's interesting that 2,1 and 3,1 swings are really kind in area compared to 2,0, 3,0, which are brutally punishing.
Mm-hmm.
But 3,1 can be avoided here in a lot of cases.
Yeah. It does this all pretty quickly though. It's like barely over 1,000 cycles.
Yeah, that's very good. Also, yeah, when you've made that intermediary and debonded 4 atoms from it, the last 2 that you couldn't debond because you would leave one stranded, just they attached to the output and it makes the final output.
Oh yeah,
So that's
conveniently
a
makes the
really
spiral
convenient
shape.
cradle. You just pivot, get what you need. Pivot, get what you need.
I
Yeah.
had something like this, and this is a much more clever way of implementing it than what I
Yeah,
have
that's
found.
basically like
Yeah.
spiraling in the extra
Yeah,
single atoms.
I suspected this would be a good idea. I couldn't implement it, but yeah, looking at it now, yeah, well done. Anyone who found this. This is cool.
Lots of interesting like half-axis tech in like these solutions.
Yeah.
Half-axis and no-axis tech. Yeah. Next up we have another drop of 2 area to 52 area in 6th place, Cavalier. So congratulations to Andrej K for getting 7th place and Cavalier for getting 6th. Okay, so we have... Is this...
2 inputs.
No, it's not.
Method.
It's not method.
Aww.
No, it's doing the
Quite
same
close.
thing as I forgot who, but like 2 other people did this. 2 or 3 other people did this as well.
I think JoJo was one of them.
Ooh.
It's a little different. It's also really efficient and it's cycle time.
Oh yeah, 705.
Yeah, cool.
It's cool to see 2 inputs in a solution that does this well, and that might just be a thing that people are still able to do because you suppress them anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It prevents chiral issues.
Yeah, this is another this is another iteration on the method, as Kevalan mentions in chat. Like, yeah, this comes from that line of thinking as well.
Yeah, except it's like optimized for like smaller intermediates.
Yeah.
And all of the big swings happen in the left of the arm where there's a bunch of outputs already taking up space.
Mm-hmm. The outputs are also really close to the the arm by taking a bunch of access points.
Yeah, this is 4 output access, 2 input access, no glyph access.
Yeah, I mean not exactly as memey as RPO, but like it's almost the same thing, but it actually has a purpose other than being a meme.
There is a really clever pivot that debonds the triple tin output from like the intermediary that becomes the triple salt output towards the end. It's like a pretty big molecule pivot, but it doesn't take up any area because it's all pivoting like around. See if we can see it. Yeah, right there.
Mm-hmm. Except like when you
It's
guys
really
say that, it's delayed and it's not like showing up as actually on stream.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can like tap through to find it.
It's very cool, yeah. There's a 9 atom molecule
That one.
that rotates
Yeah.
in a GA solution, and it's better for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a really cool. I wonder how much calculation that took because that's really cool.
Mm-hmm. All right. Next up, we have in 5th place at 46th area, username Void.
We're finally past my first solve.
Congratulations to username Void for getting 5th place. Oh, that's a big swing.
Interesting. This is a diamond intermediate. I considered this. I didn't like it.
And all that does is
Oh yeah.
reverse the chirality. Step 1, reverse the chirality.
That's a lot of commitment. I can see how having reverse chirality will prevent you needing a lot of bond, like, weird swing space. But it's also a pain.
Yeah.
How does Rolomni consider this a bad week? The standards are too high.
When you're top 5 in one metric and top 10 in the other, and it's a bad week.
Rolomni haven't showed up yet.
Yeah, both the skill and the standards within the community are kind of out of control right now. I love the skill, and I just hope people feel like good about themselves given the standards. Because
Yes,
everyone here is
I think-
doing really well.
Though I do see why Rolomni thinks that it's a bad week because they're coming up next at 42 area. A 4 area
All the way
drop.
down to 42 in 4th place. All right.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to a Biggie Mac 42 with a 42 area.
Oh, I passed that one.
Oh. I was right to have you in my top 3.
I'm happy. This is
Oh
my
yeah,
first
this
top
is
3 in the
4th place.
tournament.
Oh right. Yeah. On cost.
Interesting intermediary there. Okay, it makes some sense in hindsight.
We're
This
seeing
tadpole
triangles
shape?
here.
Also, this shape is symmetrical. Like the area it takes up.
It can tessellate.
Nice.
Why would anyone do that?
Hmm.
Tessellation cost.
Yeah, Biggie, you're a cost main now, right?
I hate this. Bring me pipelines! I want my pipelines! The only Cycles puzzle so far was just a 1T or a build it all at 160 thing.
I mean, there's that, like, almost guaranteed throughput puzzle that's coming.
That's true. Throughput is nice. Throughput has pipelines. Throughput also has Rolomni to contend with.
Uh-huh.
Press P.
I don't think it... Oh. Oh, okay. I thought the shape... Okay. Now.
Oh. Lies.
Rolomni, your Critelli's lie. Not your Critelli's. The equilibrium's lie. How
That
could
makes
you?
sense though, because area is an even number and there's a center point of symmetry on that shape.
Yeah. Alright, next up, we have our top 3. In 3rd place, we have also at 42 area, but 784 cycles.
Oh, that's so fast.
Spec 98. Okay, 2 inputs. I guess that's why it's fast.
See,
Oh, yeah, I
Spec
remember
98
this.
agrees with the area.
This is 60, because it does what it's about to do. Scaffolding.
This makes a lot of sense now that I see it, because this method just works quickly. I really like this approach.
This is good.
Yeah. And there's just a block of waste just sitting, a Y-shaped block of waste just sitting there now.
Oh, this
Yeah, but
looks
that lets
so
you have 2
intuitive.
left over so that you can add 3 and then 1 the right way, and get 2 left over again.
Yeah.
This is the sort of thing where you have to solve for the steady state first and then enable it, but that's done well here.
Yeah, I wouldn't have considered this too. This is Spec 98 level of solution. Spec 98 has improved a lot. Like, a lot. The past year.
I like that Spec 98's solutions are usually really good in a way that makes a lot of sense.
And are also unique. Most of the time.
Yeah, there's some amount of insight that prevents the cursed monstrosities that I guess I'm known for. It still scores really well.
I want to see how he does in the really hard throughput puzzle.
Yeah, we haven't really have any of those yet. Alright, next up in second place we have 40 area and 40 cost, Biggie Mac.
There's second, that's me. I thought I could get
Nice.
it under 40 and then I needed to take up more space. So 40 it is.
That is a weird shape for the area taken up. And there's that intermediate.
Yeah, I got the
Yep.
2 inputs bonded together intermediate, and I break off 1 and then I break off 2. And there's a lot of shuffling to make sure that the 1 and the 2 happen on the correct side of the debonder, but it leaves you with that same thing Zorflax mentioned, like a triple that is not quite an input and has the right pieces to build the other output. So I had to break off the salt on the right and then the salt water on the left, but for the tin I had to break off the tin on the left and the tin water on the right. Yeah, I started at 48 and then I just got rid of a couple of... I made a bunch of swings share the same space, and eventually I was all the way down to 40.
Yeah.
I expect it goes lower because I had the first output in 36. And then I realized I had a chiral problem, and if I could maybe reverse the chirality, then I could get 36 for both outputs, but I didn't go there. I didn't really consider reversing the chirality until watching people do it on this stream.
I wonder if that would have gotten you first place if you figured out reversing chirality.
I really doubt you could reverse chirality in the space that I was giving myself. But if Pentapig has 40 area and 1346 cycles,
yeah, remember you mentioning that there's a 3000 cycle solve, that's Pentapig.
Oh, right, we hadn't seen someone that slow yet. It reminds me of Shadow Cluster in the very first puzzle of the very first tournament, who got 1 area under the next person, but it took 3 or 4 times as long.
Oh yeah, Shadow Cluster mentioned that to me when I was considering either gold area or gold cycles. Yeah.
Yeah, but still, if you count the number of hexes that are a length 3 swing outside of the arm, there's only the 3 of them next to the second, or the bottom right input, and the 1 of them that is next to the top input.
But anyways, it's not exactly a 1 area shape though.
Good. Okay.
It's a 3 area one at 37 area in first place, Pentapig.
Very nice. I'm
it's symmetrical.
happy to be beaten by Pentapig.
Oh no, it's not symmetrical. Gratelli is lying. But making it look like it's symmetrical. Oh, it's that input.
The cradle management, oh my gosh. You know exactly what bonds you want and exactly what atoms you want in which order.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess if it's possible and you want to be using it that way for the best area, you
Hey,
you
look,
do
it's
it.
precision machine oil.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Precision machine oil intermediate, okay. I was not expecting that.
And it just bundles back up into that 6 atom chevron immediately. I do think that second is far better than I would have guessed for myself, but Pentapig did, I think got this puzzle to around where it should be from at least one person. So congrats, Pentapig, you earned the win.
Well oiled, well lubricated.
I'm curious what Jinyu would have gotten.
It's a good question.
I think Jinyu is also pretty strong in solves like these.
By the way, my prediction was that I would win Tarkles and I was okay in cost.
Well, we know how that went.
I'm happy with what happened. I get to consider myself a cost main now. Goodbye, Cycles.
Alright, we won't be finishing this, watching this solve because it takes forever. But yeah. I guess we'll do the scoring in a bit. We'll be revealing next week's puzzle first. Y'all saw the solution and the puzzle name? Either reactor? It is a cabinet puzzle. It's cabinet time.
Oh,
2 quintessence outputs. 2 of them.
uh-oh.
Yep.
This gives me feelings.
Feelings, huh? So, yeah, this is the cabinet puzzle for this year. And let me actually just post that onto the website.
Alright, what the hell are the metrics?
Oh, right, yeah, just the standard ones, cycles, instructions, you know.
Yeah, cabinet cycles with this cursed setup. I'll do what I can.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, right, I updated the puzzle. So, there was a different version of this earlier that was probably too easy for instructions, so I kind of changed the puzzle a bit. Well, a bit. So yeah, this is the cabinet puzzle this year. And let me open the score page and put in this week scores. Oh, nice.
I guess I got really low. I get a lot of people, though, got really low metric points on Tarkles because 104 was quite low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyone who was up there on Tarkles, anyone in the 112 pack and the 104 for Haxton, are the only real survivors of that.
Has it not updated on the...
On stream, we're still looking at the previous results.
Yeah, why is that? That's weird.
Yeah, wow. So to get four metric points for Tarkles, you needed to get
There we go.
130 or better.
It updated.
Holy shit, I'm back in 5th. How the hell did I... Alright.
Well, you got
And
two
I'm up to
9-pointers.
4th somehow.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Biggie, we're still good at the game. Imagine that.
Redemption for that, the two of us.
So, the distance between 3rd and 4th has been pulled even further now, though.
Oh,
like-
yeah, look, yeah.
It's a 5.5 point difference. 5.5 point difference, yeah. But anyways, we still have
The 3 Germans and 1, 2, 3. I'm the top non-German now.
wait, Spec 98 is German? I guess so with that
Is
I
name.
he?
thought that was confirmed.
I never I don't know actually. But yeah, anyways,
don't
we
remember
have
being
our
confirmed.
showcase solves. We'll be starting with probably all the tessellation throughputs. Solves.
Specht is Dutch. I think there was a missed assumption.
Uh-huh. So tessellation
Oh, so
throughput
the German
time.
team is beatable?
Y'all are gonna have to explain this to me because I don't get how this works. We'll be starting with Cuckoo 52's tessellation throughput solve.
Over to
Okay,
you,
so
baby.
I'll go for tessellation throughput explanation.
Oh. What?
The idea is you
Oh, it's
have
using
a
track to
puzzle.
mark it.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Am I explaining tessellation throughput now, or are you doing something on stream? I can't tell.
Oh. Right. Yeah, tessellation throughput, as you're saying.
Okay, so in the puzzle proper, you get one of every input and one of every output, and then you solve it. In the tessellation throughput solution, you get infinitely many of each input and infinitely many of each output, and they have to exist in the same ratio as they did in the puzzle, and you have to solve all infinitely many of them. You can use arms and tracks and things that reach into neighboring sectors of space, but the goal is to get as many outputs per unit area per time as possible. Now, it looks like Cuckoo 52 has tracks to denote the area that is taken up by the solution space. And what you have to compute for tessellation throughput is the size of the repeating unit and the number of cycles per output that exist in that area. There's a formal definition where you can just take, okay, here's the version with 1 input and 1 output, here's the version with 2 inputs and 2 outputs, and take a limit of those. But in general, probably you just show off, okay, here's the amount of area it takes me to get whatever throughput.
Uh-huh. And, this is the very Cuckoo 52 style. Tessellation throughput. Arms on tracks.
It's just like the normal solve the Cuckoo 52 did, just like naturally.
Except now it's tessellates. Yeah.
I assume that the arms on the track are doing jobs in 6 or even 8 different quadrants or versions of the solve at once. Like, there's tracks that have that very distinct shape that match what the equilibriums and the products have, and then there's other tracks that have arms on them, and it needs all 4 of those tracks to actually complete this solution. But, okay, yeah, because there are 4 track loops serving 1 island, then each track loop also serves 4 islands. I think that's a reasonable claim.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the tessellation throughput on this? It's making an output every 4 cycles per the shape of that island's area. But I don't have the vectors on hand to tell you exactly what that shape and stuff is.
Just 4?
Just 4 means that each arm is working on 4 different copies of the puzzle.
Okay, so the amount of hexes in the central island, if you don't count any of the tracks, just the central island, it's 52 hexes.
Okay, and then the tracks themselves add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, or 16. If it's 16 and that's 52, then yeah, it's per 68 area per 4 cycles, there's a pair of outputs. So the tessellation throughput score would be 4 times 68.
Yeah, 16.
So is tessellation throughput trying to get it as low as possible or as high as possible?
So if we're making it as a number like rate, where I'm giving 4 times 68, that's the equivalent of rate, and so that's the number you want to get as low as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So this 4 times 68 is 272.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that you can do in tessellation throughput that this solution doesn't is share material like atoms from one island into the next.
Yeah.
This is sharing arm work from one island to the next, but once you start sharing inputs, this puzzle in particular becomes very interesting.
And I guess we'll see the other tessellation throughputs we have in store. We have one by Mr. Puzzle. I have to check which one's actually the right one. The one with the later timestamp, that one probably. Right. I think it's this one maybe? Not sure. Oh.
Oh, I see. There are... Okay. There are 2 copies of each input, and some of them are being pulled off one side of the... So this is using inputs from different sectors to make the tessellation throughput even better. And it looks like it's operating at maximum throughput, so I'm curious how much space it's taking up, because you can tile exactly what is provided here into other things, and the inputs are then grabbed at input speed. This might be better than what I made. I have to count.
Oh yeah. Oh jeez. Yeah, well tessellated.
Man, I wish the people who made these solutions were here to give the numbers, because if they haven't already calculated them, I think they would have to have.
Yeah. Mr. Puzzle just wrote down the stats on the top.
45 area, 4 cycles. This is better than mine. This is 180 tessellation throughput.
Ooh.
Yeah, this beats mine. This is really good. The way it has the pistons from the next sector over that can go and slot into the empty spaces in the sectors next to them.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, mine was 4 and then 48 area per section. So this has a better score than mine. Nicely done, Mr. Puzzle.
And speaking of yours, we can look at that now. Oh
Yep.
boy, what is this?
Mine tessellates rectangularly. It has a straight 8 left and right between sectors, and it has straight 5 up and down. But I had to make extra inputs and waste so that it could show properly. I have a better GIF that I'll share in Discord, but
Alright.
this is supposed to suggest the real solution, but I can't show it very well with like tracks bounding the area that you would use for other ones like the others have, so I'll post it in Discord.
Hey Biggie, with your waist change, how come you needed 2 arms instead of like 1 hex arm?
There was a grab on a salt that wasn't supposed to grab.
Oh yeah, I see that.
The hex arm that is there would grab the salt if it doesn't get pushed off the waist chain if I use the hex arm.
Oh, right, and then the other hex arm just like swings it. Right, yeah, okay.
Alright, and next up we have one
In
by...
chat, I have just posted the more glorious version of this solution where you can actually see it tessellating, because I made a version of the puzzle with dozens of inputs and outputs.
Oh, that's awesome. Jesus Christ.
Also, we have one by Lubricating. Very rectangular.
A 7 cycle loop in 48 area. Okay, so this is 336 inverse tessellation throughput. But it makes a lot of sense, and this tessellates very nicely. So you can take this and just copy paste it along the plane, and this is the more believable way of doing it.
Yeah, like, I assume it's something like this. And then you just shape whatever.
Yeah, and that matches the profile of the left edge of the solution.
Oh wait, oh no, tracks are... Each individual movement of the track is considered one undo. Okay. I believe that's all of our tessellation throughputs, unless somebody didn't name it tessellation throughput.
Did Rolomni submit one?
No, Rolomni submitted 3i.
Oh, that's what he submitted. Also, Biggie, you should post that tessellation GIF on the Reddit. Go for the karma metric. I think you'll do very well in that metric.
I'm currently farming karma for my tetration machine.
Alright.
Yeah, I have to use like horsey memes to farm karma.
Oh, Hutobi did a better 3i.
Ooh, this looks pretty good too.
Better
Is that
in
the half method? I want to know if your alumni used method.
better in all metrics, Hutobi, or just
Maybe.
well, we can check it out. So this is Hutobi's instruction saw. Oh wow. Oh, it's method. Of course it is.
Method. Method.
Method with the 6-arm in the middle. Oh, but that of course
that's
just works.
Method strong.
Yeah. Alright, we also got a bunch of other stuff. Oh, this is JoJo's solve that they mentioned, which they thought was nice. This is the original Karm solve, and it's quite interesting. Quite satisfying, too.
Oh wait, is it buffer building?
Yes.
This would have been a 296.
Oh, the output is so satisfying.
Yeah. Let's watch that and, like, sped up.
You should be able to loop that though, right?
Maybe.
It doesn't
no,
use
there's
both inputs, so it has leftover
Right.
race.
Oh, no, okay.
Wait, it
that's
only uses one input.
Yeah, exactly. It's,
Oh, no
it's
wonder
building
that's why
the-
it's slow.
It's building the method, but like differently.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was something I had to realize for my half method strategy for GA. Like, you can actually build both with halves with the one if you just have to orient it differently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't really help for Tarnicles.
Yeah. And also we got a few cycle solves to look through. Let me actually look at which ones we have 37 cycles first by Pizza Luigi.
Ah, I had them in cycles. I should have submitted it.
This was 37 cycles by Pizza Luigi.
Oh, I thought he said he got it 27 cycles. I might have made a mistake on what I... But yeah. Pizza Luigi is somebody who I've seen optimizing Opus Magnum puzzles for cycles recently in Brisket's Discord, who's doing a different lower stakes tournament than this one at the same time.
Yeah. And then we have Haxton with also the same amount of gold apparently but 26 cycles.
Oh wait, Pizza Luigi said that they were at 222 Tarkles. This is that 222 Tarkles solve.
Oh yeah.
They just accidentally marked it showcase, not knowing.
That's
Uh-huh.
right, yeah.
I wonder if I could just swap it over since they did submit in time. Yeah, I'll do that after the stream. I'll swap it over since they submitted in time and it's just a misunderstanding of what showcase is.
Alright, I'm just gonna post my min cycles in the Discord.
Okay, this is 280 gold min cycles by Haxton. At 112 area, and we also have 280 gold min cycles by username Void at 57 area.
Oh wow, much more compact.
Yeah.
Nice.
This could be a contender for tessellation throughput.
Oh yeah, that too. Then there's
Oh yeah, I mentioned on Discord that they had a cycles that tiled nicely that ended up at a 1 over 220.
we also have this solved by Praxis called I don't know what this is. Looks like a Tarkle solve. Except it's doing a dance instead.
Oh, it's a 1/2 T Tarkle solve.
Oh.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah, this is worth showcasing because of 1/2 T method.
And we have JoJo with accidental TI. 1, 2, 3,
Alright.
4, 5, 6,
Have a
7, 8,
look.
9, 10, 12.
12, nice. This is a lot like his Tarkle solve.
Yeah. Which is why it's accidental TI, I assume. And Babby's first overlap. Using method for overlap.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
Oh, awesome.
And there's another solve by Tulair called Loop Solvents Pinwheel. This is a Carm solve, I guess. Not Carm, Tarko solve.
Pinwheel. Ah, nice. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was submitted for aesthetic reasons. This is very satisfying to watch.
Yeah.
The invisible ink treatment. Everything is satisfying when you're symmetrical.
Except for the Critelli, sadly. Alright, and Madmaster found a way to use the pivot bug.
One of these days, that's going to be super helpful, and it's going to, like, help with the leaderboard, and we're going to have to deal with that, cross that bridge when we get there.
Arm 2 and Arm 3.
Arm 2 is able to do a clap while holding onto both pieces, because the pivot on Arm 3 overrides it. I love it. This is probably the best use of pivot bug I have ever seen.
That is awesome.
Thank you, Madmaster.
We got some nice showcases this week. There's also one by
Finally,
Cat.
the taco arm.
Yeah. Oh wait, no, I missed this one, but there was one by Hacks. There's a 270 gold mint cycle solve by Haxton Cycles.
Zorflax has a 250 gold min cycles in Discord right now.
Yeah, so, well, show you this off as well. But yeah, there's also Catspin's rotational symmetry solve.
Yeah, that Mint Cycles one that I post on Discord, that was literally just me optimizing for Tarnicles.
What's
It just
this?
happened to be what I found this time.
Yeah, it's overlapped.
Gaming.
100 Tarkos. Except it's overlapped.
This is peak method.
Alright, and Haxton has one more solve that's overlap trackless instructions. Six instructions.
Pure method for the pure metric.
Yep. And
We need a method.
that should be all for this week. So,
Those are really good showcases.
yeah, we like those showcases. But yeah, so the currently ongoing puzzle is film crystal, so y'all can start getting to work on it. Mostly the areas we need area solves. Start rolling them in, and then Aether Reactor, if you haven't seen it earlier, is our cabinet puzzle. And yeah, so good luck to everyone, and hope you all enjoy the puzzles, and hope you enjoyed this week's puzzle as well. So yeah, that should be the end of the stream, and we'll see y'all next time.
Thanks for the stream.
See y'all.
Good stream, everyone. See you next week.